Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
That Adele promo was well done.
I didn't see it.
He doesn't even pretend to go home and watch the Sunday night game.
I did watch some of it.
That game in '62 against the New York Titans wasn't as big.
That was a big one. That was.
You covered it.
Boom, roasted.
Wow, Paul. That's
Walked
good.
right into that one.
That's gonna hurt my honor.
Yeah.
I just high-fived Eric for the first time ever. He's having a strong
That's a good
week.
point.
Yeah. Peacock feathers are out.
If the Patriots keep this up, will they fire your whole staff? I'm saying yes, they will.
Much like having nothing to do with the 6 titles that we won, I
Right.
had nothing to do with losing on Sunday either. But that was funny. Fred got all mad. And he's like, okay, yeah, we're all fired.
Yeah.
You happy now?
Yeah.
Paul, can I make one suggestion? Unbutton one button, put on a Coke spoon. I think you'll be right there.
Fashion advice
From this guy.
from the Stain Police.
Brady.
Or
Yeah.
Brady.
Or
Brady. Right.
Brady.
Right.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Fueled by Duncan.
How did I let that show go?
That was the saddest Brady chant I've heard in my life.
Yeah.
No, we were
No,
telling
we're doing
you,
two different ones.
no matter what, there's going to be a
Right,
Brady
right.
chant.
Brady
If the
or
Patriots
Brady.
pull up, the
Yeah.
Patriots pull off the upset. And,
Yeah.
you know, they shut down Brady, and Brady
Yeah.
throws a couple of picks. It's Brady.
Right.
And then the other way, I mean, obviously you know that one because I've heard it for 20 years.
Right.
I'd be okay with that one.
All right. Well, it is Thursday here at Gillette Stadium.
We're such idiots.
Another edition of Patriots Unfiltered. One more show before the show.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
I think it starts in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Pregame.
Yeah, we broke that to Hardy today. Early start. Got
Yeah.
the picks in early.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that he was aware of our early start time. It went over about as well as anticipated.
Oh, half an hour. It's like cuts into his golf game. What you know?
What else has he got to do? Come on.
Yeah.
Get down here. It's the place to
Come
be.
on.
I do think it's going to be one of those weeks where you might want to arrive a little earlier
I
than
think
normal,
so.
too.
Yeah.
So I might just make it a red zone day and
Yeah.
hang out. You interested? You want to hang out? I'll bring some chips.
Yeah, I'll come.
If you don't get here
Jersey
early,
Mike's.
you might have to park
Yeah,
in
right.
lot 8.
What lot is that? Is that
That's-
even beyond Spooky
Yeah.
World?
Yeah.
Like the shuttle's like, we don't go there.
Yeah, we don't go. That's right.
That's too far.
Oh,
That's really spooky world.
You
people
can't
have
get there
gone
from
there.
here.
They ain't coming back.
It's not even in Foxborough.
Yeah.
It's in Rentham.
Yeah.
All right. So how do we feel? How do we feel?
Same.
Yeah, the same.
Pretty much
Just
the
glad time is passing, and I mean, I think significant development, which Paul rushed over this morning breathlessly. Gronk, I don't know Gronk. Like it looked like Gronk not
Yeah.
at practice today, so interesting.
Didn't practice today either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of your sharps were on the radio this morning.
Did you hear that?
Joe Murray and Joe Lipschitz?
What?
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 I think there's a
That's
zzz on the
his
end
name,
of it.
right?
It's Dan Lifshitz.
What's
Ats.
Wow.
what's he got on his lip?
Anyway, they were saying that some people
Dan Lifshitz is
in
all over the
Vegas say that
Patriots.
Gronk's not going to play.
Oh, that's the inside word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming from Vegas, but it's coming from me more in the fact that he hasn't practiced this week.
Yeah.
Paul Perillo reporting.
But they're they call themselves the bankroll boys. They sort of follow the betting trends very closely, and I thought it was one of the sillier. I mean, if you want to take the underdog, a lot of people do that. But the reasoning for taking the underdog for Dan Lifshitz made no sense whatsoever.
Which was
He said the spot. It's a bad spot for
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Well, he compared it. He said, with this kind of a spread, it opened at about 3.5. Before the season started, it was 3.5, and then by the time it rolled around, it was 5.5. And then the Bucs lost, so it's creeping up, and almost all of the money is on Tampa, which is why they're not necessarily trying to entice people to bet the Patriots. And this is according to Dan Lifshitz, and his theory is that the sharps, the books want all the money on Tampa because they think the Patriots are going to cover, and that's why they're not raising the spread
To get the New England money?
It's only 7. And it's not going up to 8.5, 9, where you would start to
Right.
see a lot of money coming in on the Patriots.
So you don't think there's any validity to
Well,
that?
his thing was the last time something like this happened was when Peyton Manning was playing his first game in Denver for Denver in Indy, and the Colts won 39-33, and that was the same kind of thing. It opened at 3.5, and it went up, but not up as far as you thought. I'm like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Like, they had Andrew Luck and a whole lot of other good players that went to deep into the playoffs, the Colts. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Colts had beaten the Broncos in the playoffs the year before in Denver.
Listen,
Like,
I
don't know what the comparison is.
I don't know about that comparison, but I have to admit, I thought the
remember that
spread
game.
was going to be bigger than it is.
I thought so too.
I thought so
Yeah.
too. I mean, like what? Like if you listen, I love the Patriots, but if you look at the Patriots right now in their current state with this young quarterback and everything that's going on, they're not playing well in any facet of the game. Really. Why wouldn't it be?
Here's
a bigger
one
spread?
thing-
That's what I don't understand.
Here's the one golden rule of gambling that I can tell you. I don't know anything about the trends and the sharps and all of that stuff. One thing that was always sort of
told to you,
told to me in my childhood growing up in Everett, where everybody did this.
on my father's knee.
Never, ever bet with your heart. Never let emotion get into your line of thought on a bet of any kind.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, if you're betting the Patriots to win this game,
You're betting with your
allowing
heart.
that to happen.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
Well, I think we discovered why I'm so terrible at it.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's not
Got a lot of heart.
Like,
Deuce has got a
Don't
lot
bet
of
with your heart.
I tend to, grasp at anything, right? There's nothing to grasp onto in order to say, yeah, I think they're going to win this game. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to pick them, but what are you looking at right now?
You need
that says-
a leap of faith somewhat that they're going to put together a great game and that for some reason the Bucs are not going to be on their game that night.
unless-
that I can handle.
Yeah, unless you have inside information that the Bucs are on the verge of collapse, like not just because of lack of talent, obviously.
If you want to tell me
but
about
some
all
other
the different,
thing.
tell me about all the different football reasons why
Yeah.
you think this is a bad matchup for Tampa Bay. I'm here to listen.
right.
That's not betting with your heart. That's
Right.
not letting emotion get in. That's saying I think that Bill Belichick matches up with his defensive game plan against Tom Brady and the Bucs. I don't have to agree with it, but that's logic.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I'm analyzing the game. Don't tell me that in 2013, when Peyton Manning went to Indianapolis, there was a similar kind of spread movement, and this is the same kind of thing. That's just hope and a prayer.
But the thing is, like, what caused that spread movement? And like, what is it that's in my mind? I'd like to know what's keeping the spread down right now. Why don't they want the New England money? Because usually in Las Vegas, they want it to come in like 50-50.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Why don't they want New England money on this game?
I don't know.
I'm certainly not the person to tell you.
It's weird.
But I don't know that they don't want New England.
Yeah,
money.
I don't
That's
either.
That's his
Right.
words.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Now, I think somewhere along the lines, it's like 98% on the money
Tampa?
is on Tampa.
Tampa.
Now, it has moved like 4 points.
Well, from the beginning of the season.
What
but-
is it now?
But at the end, it's only moved
up to
a
it's up
point
to
and a
7.
half,
It's
point
up to
and a
7,
half.
and a lot of people think it's going to end up. That's a lot for in 3 days.
Point and a half.
A point and a half in a week is
Yeah.
a ton.
Is it?
But
I don't know either.
how many times do you guys see a spread open at something
I don't
on
keep
Monday?
track.
Well, we don't keep track. The only thing we keep track of is the sheet that
just
Deuce
get my
prints
sheet
out,
on
and we're
How
like,
many times are they off by more than 2 points?
It depends. It's usually like the
There's
week
been
when it's
some
a
of those.
Thursday night game. We usually have it's more accurate because there hasn't been time for it to move. But when it's later in the week, it sometimes moves pretty dramatically.
Well,
There have been times when
to
it's
me,
been like
2 points
where it
is
says
pretty
half
dramatically to
a
me.
point, and it's like 3.5. I'm like, whoa, what happened there?
Well, that could be just different places have different.
Well,
Yeah, that's very
that is
true.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that by the time the game rolls around, it's going to be about 8.5.
and the home team already gets 3. So
right.
It's somewhere around 11.
yeah,
Yeah.
my
I thought
math
it was going to be 10, and I wasn't
I
kidding
thought
when
so
I
too.
said that.
I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be double digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see the Patriots being that big of an underdog until this goes on for a long
but
time.
why? What have you seen this year to say that?
Oh, I didn't say that it shouldn't be. I'm just saying that they won't be. There's a respect for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, people still,
As we
think of them as they once were.
right.
Yeah.
They still haven't
I mean,
accepted the fact that this is a different.
Last year, the first year
team
Brady was
without
gone, they were
Brady.
still a primetime
But
team
when you
5
say
times.
they, like
Yeah.
fans, but these guys are supposed to be smart, these sharps that make these lines. Like, they're not supposed to be thinking about the respect of the past and all that stuff. They're supposed to be thinking the here and now.
But they also know where their money's going to go if
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah.
And they don't. They want to make sure they're covered.
But they're not in this. It's 98%.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not covered here.
Right.
It's a huge liability if the Patriots win.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose their shirts.
Right.
So why would you want them to make the spread bigger?
So that you get more New England money, even it up a little bit.
But they're gonna win.
But they may not. If somehow the Bucks don't cover, Las Vegas is going to lose all that money.
No, they're gonna win all that money. Everybody's betting Tampa.
That's what I'm saying.
So if the Bucks don't cover, they're not gonna get. What am I missing here? If the Bucks don't cover, everybody's betting Tampa. If they don't cover, that means the Patriots cover. Vegas wins.
That's what I mean. But
like it's not that hard.
when it's 98%, if it goes the wrong way, Vegas loses all that money, right?
But what's the wrong way?
The wrong way, what doesn't matter. They want to keep it like 50-50. So no matter
Generally, that's what the
no matter
spread
which
is
way
designed to do.
No matter which way.
And my guess is by the time the game comes around, that money is going to even out.
Okay,
a lot.
because
they're going to keep
they're
moving.
gonna
It started
keep
at
moving
3.5.
up.
It's up to 7.
Yeah.
Right. You know?
I mean, that's my guess. Is it's going to keep moving that way if all the money keeps going on Tampa.
But this guy on the radio said that they don't want the New England money. They want people to all bet on Tampa because they think it's going to go the other way.
And does that make any sense at all to you, based on what you know of Las Vegas?
I think it's a huge risk. Like
no, but what you know of Vegas. Again, none of us know. Like, we're not experts. We don't follow this stuff.
Especially not me.
Right? Well, we can get to that
Thank
later.
you.
Jason.
Thank you.
it doesn't make sense.
But does it make any sense?
I don't know.
They wouldn't be raising that number if they didn't want people to keep betting Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Now they're raising it a little. So if they keep raising it, you're right, Paul. Then this guy's wrong. They do want to even it out.
Like if they wanted everybody
right
to
now it's 98%.
if they wanted everybody to continue to bet Tampa,
they wouldn't
they
raise.
wouldn't be
They wouldn't
raising
be
the
doing
spread.
anything
That's
to it.
correct.
And it's gone from 3.5 to 7
Yeah.
in the span of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Well,
Like that's when it opened. At the beginning of the season, it was 3.5.
Yeah. So beginning of this week, it was 5.5 or whatever, and it's gone to 7. You know.
I'm just looking for somebody to tell me that Vegas thinks the Patriots are going to win. Is there anything?
That's what
this guy is saying.
That's what Dan Lifshatz is saying.
And he said he's predicting they're going to win outright, not just cover.
No.
Or not. You know what I mean.
Don't do this to me on a Thursday. I've already worked through all this, and now they suck me back in.
This is he's got some
I don't know if he's
significant
gonna-
But
issues.
I'm all with him if he gives me some reasons.
Give me some give me some football
Right.
reasons, not
Like,
not
okay,
some emotional
if
ones.
Gronk's not going to
Gronk
play.
and Bernard.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
about Gio Bernard?
See, I
Did
can
he-
make an
did he
argument either
practice
way.
today?
Gio Bernard is
No?
that's I think a much more significant problem for Tampa
Yeah.
than Gronk.
I mean, Brady.
I think you can make an argument that Gronk's absence prevents Brady from trying to force it to Gronk and try to, play with something other than just the game in mind.
Yeah, just physically
Right.
Yeah.
dominate. Yeah, well, I think Gio Bernard's a big one. So
Gio Bernard, I
that
think,
would be
is a significant problem because
Kinda
I think that's
lean
a
into
perfect.
Fournette.
That's a perfect guy for Brady.
Yeah.
He's not going to bat the ball in the air the way Leonard Fournette did opening night against Dallas. Like that's the kind of thing those are the things I think the Patriots need to be competitive.
And I think they just activated AB off the COVID list. If he plays, which he probably will,
he's practiced.
that's
the
a
last 2
nightmare.
days.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, who matches up with him?
Right. And
he's-
Godwin.
and he's like the fourth option.
I know.
Right.
I can just see him streaking down the sideline, catching a touchdown, and Patriots fans just tearing their hair out.
Yeah.
And you mean literally streaking down the sideline?
And I can't.
Like-
afford, and I can't afford to be doing.
So like,
Tearing my hair out.
give me some reasons. I have both ears open. I want to hear them.
Well, I
You know?
mean, 31st ranked pass defense. If you believe in, if you want
okay.
to start grasping at some straws, I mean, they played good offenses. Is there reason to think the
The
Patriots
problem is,
can
what have
continue
you
that?
seen that? Hey, the Patriots can take advantage of that. Like, you look at that front four for Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And
I know.
You know?
There's another one. JPP also didn't practice
Yeah.
again today. So that front four for Tampa is not the same as it has been.
But he's probably the weak link, right?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Between the four of them, you got
you got
Sue,
Sue,
Villa.
He's
Yep.
not the weak link.
Of the four,
He's not the weak link. He's a great pass rusher.
he's a great-
him
but
and Shaq Barrett
of
are
the
very
four,
good.
he's
very
probably-
good edge guys.
he's not the best of the four.
Well, I don't know who's the best, who's the worst, but he's not a weak link.
Well, I know
They- mean,
it's hyperbole, but what I'm saying, I'm trying to stress to make a point. He's the fourth best, and it's Jason Pierre-Paul is what I'm saying. It's a
somebody.
big line.
yeah, I think Mike is right, though, about if the Patriots are going to have success offensively, it's almost got to be through the passing game. And my guess is the short passing game is where they would go. But
And
then
now you
say-
don't have James White.
But then I say, like, the best part of that defense is probably those two linebackers running around making plays.
Yeah.
Levante
David
and Devin
and-
White.
and,
so,
and all you got to do is watch the tape from New Orleans and what they did.
yeah, I
And
don't
do
know
what they did until the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know that
Prove
Tampa
they can
Bay
stop
has.
it.
I don't
Right.
think Tampa Bay has the ability to do what New Orleans did in the secondary. I don't think that Carlton Davis and whoever plays the other corner, who I have no idea is going to be right now, I think it's going to be a practice squad guy. They can't play like Marshawn Lattimore and Bradley Roby and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They're not capable of doing that.
Yeah.
But the linebackers are.
Yeah.
The linebackers can stop.
Yeah.
That,
So
the
they can
short
stop
stuff.
Henry and.
Well, that's
and
why
I was a little surprised too that Jamel Dean practiced at all yesterday. What was his update today?
Yeah, he had a knee injury.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be.
He was limited
he's
yesterday.
Limited, so he'll probably be questionable. But he's already sort of a backup. They're
Yeah.
missing Sean Murphy bunting.
And now now Van Noy's no longer the throat. He's got a knee injury now.
groin.
Groin.
Yeah.
Groin. And
It's the throat. The
yeah,
throat.
I think
so 7 or 8 Patriots on
And
the
Nick
injury
Folk
report.
left knee.
And,
Yeah.
well, I mean, the biggest one to me that popped up new to me is Isaiah Wynn.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're already worried
He's the
about
one with the knee.
You're already
Yeah.
Yeah.
worried about right tackle. Now you got to worry about the left tackle
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Yeah. I think along what Paul was saying too, I think what stood out to me with Dallas and how they attacked him was a lot of get the ball horizontal out to the perimeter quick. A lot of those, bubble screens, stuff like that out there, and get away from these guys because they're so good in the middle and the linebackers are so fast. I think that seemed to me, just reading between the lines with the Dallas, was that's what they were trying to do. Get the ball out in space quick. Don't try to deal with their pass rushers. Don't take their linebackers out of it. And I think that's something the Patriots could do. That's kind of been in their playbook for a while. So we'll see. I think it's that.
I mean,
but you're
listen,
grasping at straws right now.
Yeah, I don't think anything is possible. It's the NFL. And like Paul was saying yesterday, there's not much difference between most of these teams, But we are talking about the world champs, a loaded team. I mean, and how the Patriots have been playing this year, you look at it and you say, how much better do they have to play in order to win this game? I'm not even talking about compete at this point. How much better would they have to play to win this game?
Exponentially.
I'm
Yeah.
not. Yeah, and I'm
Right.
not sure playing at their best would be enough if the other team plays well.
Right.
Like,
And then you
At
need
that
some other
point,
things
right.
to happen.
Well, I
like
just think
they'll need Tampa Bay to help.
It's-
I think.
Yeah.
I think it's the depth of the Tampa weapons it's going to really challenge the depth of the Patriots secondary and defensive backs, and I think they haven't really had that. They've played 3 teams that don't really have elite wide receiver play. I mean, maybe Miami, you've got 2 guys in there that you need to worry about, but they're just they got so many guys. It's every snap, and like you
Yep.
said, do you stick Jonathan Jones? I mean, it seems like Jawan Williams is going to have to play a role of some sort. Maybe Miles Bryant is incorporated up from the practice squad. I think that's the biggest concern is just matching up with the numbers, strictly numbers with how many guys they have. And like Paul said, without Gronk, they still got Brait.
Right.
They've still got good guys.
And
that
O.J.
are-
Howard.
And
And-
O.J.
yeah, and O.J.
Howard.
Howard.
Has
Don't
he
forget
played
him.
this year at all?
Yeah.
Who?
O.J. Howard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been doing all right?
Well, I mean, they spread it out.
Yeah.
Because they have so many different guys.
I know.
But yeah, no, none of those guys have had like huge numbers.
Yeah.
But Howard has only 2 catches. Brait has 5 catches. Gronk had 16.
Right.
So,
So
now
without
just,
Gronk,
so just add those 2 up a notch,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
what you're going to get. But it's Godwin, Evans, Gronk, Bernard, Fournette. Fournette has 12 catches. Bernard had 13.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I was Tampa, if I was Bruce Arians, I'd much rather throw the ball to Bernard than
Sure.
to Fournette. Even though I think Fournette has been a very productive receiver throughout his career, I don't think he's the same as Bernard. I would much rather have that. But, like Antonio Brown only has 6 catches. I mean, he missed a game.
Yeah.
So that's 3 a game. But, without Gronk, maybe
Spreading it around.
Yeah.
yeah. And I think back
he's not
to
afraid to throw the ball to anybody.
And I think back to that Texans game last year when 3 tight ends, a couple of whom we'd never even heard of, were like dominating the Patriots all afternoon. And I think, okay, if Gronk's not there, and as you said, Paul, Brady is now forced to look for his other options. That could get ugly in that second level of the defense.
Yeah. I think I got to head out.
Okay. Mike's going to go
Mike's
to
had
practice.
enough of this talk.
He's going to give us an update on who's out there today. But going back to that front four for Tampa Bay, that really worries me on a one-on-one basis.
Oh, sure, especially if
especially
both tackles
they've been
are
so
out.
quiet.
Yeah.
They only have 3 sacks all year, and you just wonder. At some point, there's too much
Right.
talent, to your point, for them to be just completely shut down.
Yeah.
And I also think you can't run on them.
Yeah.
And you had a hard time running as it is.
Right.
And now you're running against.
I mean, Sue and Villa, they're huge.
I know.
You know?
Villa is
He's a monster.
an unbelievable player.
Yeah. He's a monster. I liked him coming out of college. Just so you know.
So there are a lot of other
Fred
people.
Peacock feathers coming out over there.
So I worry about our O-line. Like,
I do
just
too.
look at that. Look at just that. How much better does that unit have to play?
Everybody's got to play so much better than they have all
we
year.
said it beginning of season. Nothing's going to matter if you can't execute these plays. You don't have time to execute them.
Right.
So you can say, "Oh, we're going to do the short passes. We're going to do." I don't care if you can't win that battle.
Yeah. If he doesn't have time to complete the passes.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what
I know.
Josh McDaniels calls.
Yep.
It's not going to work.
I agree.
Run, pass, whatever.
I'm going to run fumble Rooskies all day.
But I do think if the Patriots can find a way to get some bonus points, that's my key. We'll talk about that Sunday for the pregame show. But you got to find a way to have significant improvement on special teams. Maybe make a play there, and maybe take the ball away and get a short field. You got to find a way to get some bonus points because if you're going to get to 30, I think you're going to need some help.
Yeah,
and I think you're going to need to be around 30 to win this game minimum.
Yeah,
and that's if the Bucs don't play well.
Somehow we got to rush Brady. Somehow.
Yep.
Right.
Somehow.
That is your best hope.
Yeah.
The linebackers coming on stunts, around, turning the corner, coming up the gut.
The D linemen beating their men.
I could
the
see
line of
like
scrimmage,
the center and the guard both blocking, say, Christian Barmore.
Yeah.
And here comes Kyle Van Noy on a stunt right up the middle. Not a blitz.
Yeah.
But just we confused them.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it'll be if the Patriots win this game, it'll be one of the great regular season wins at Gillette Stadium ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. And imagine what it'll do for the people who are in Bill's camp.
Yeah.
Like, see, Bill's the architect.
Yeah. I mean,
he can do it against Brady.
There's some great game. The 24-0 comeback against Denver.
Yep.
And there's been some others. But, I mean, when was the last, I think we had the answer to that, but when was the last time the Patriots were this much of an underdog at home? Forget about last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back.
Going back 20 years.
Yeah. With Paul Brown.
More than 20 years.
So, but despite that, I'm excited. I'm excited because my expectations for this team aren't Super Bowl or bust like they've been the last, I know. I think.
Why would you want that excitement?
I know.
But I think I know. My expectations are tempered by just knowing who we've got here. It's Mac Jones who's learning how to play football in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's no Stephon Gilmore.
I just wonder because I know there are probably a lot of people who feel like you do, and I just wonder how long that excitement is going to last in this game.
Yeah, in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like I said yesterday, this game will declare itself pretty early.
I think so, too.
I think, particularly on the side of losing, you'll know pretty early if you have a shot in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not,
Yeah, if Tampa jumps out to a double-digit lead.
That doesn't mean you have a shot and then the third, fourth quarter Tampa pulls away.
Yeah.
That can happen too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying to keep it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You'll know pretty early.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think we've seen the Patriots fall behind early in games, and you're like, well, this ain't over. If the Patriots fall behind multiple scores early in this game,
right.
You're going to be hard pressed to come back.
Just like last week, I thought it was going to be hard for them to come back from that. And then,
no, but even then, 14-3 at the half, I don't think any of us thought the game was over.
No, but as soon as they had the pick six,
the pick six on the first play of the second half,
Yeah.
I think we all thought the game was over,
Yeah.
even Fred. But if if Tampa comes out, let's say Tampa gets the ball to start, and they go right down and score, and then the Patriots are 3-and-out-ish, and then Tampa goes right in and score. Like, you're going to look at it and you're going to say, they're not equipped to get in a shootout with this team.
Right.
That's probably it, unless Tampa really collapses.
Yeah.
And now if Tampa gets the ball first, goes right down and scores, Patriots go 3-and-out, but on the next drive the Patriots managed a stop. Doesn't have to be 3-and-out, but they managed to come off the field with no point. I'll say, okay, all right,
They're still in it.
I'm still in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Paul said, if they score twice in a row and we don't score,
Yeah, if they can move the ball at will.
now those front four guys, they're just pinning the
if
ears
it looks
back.
if it looks like Tampa's moving the ball at will and the Patriots are moving the ball the way they have the first 3 weeks,
forget it.
you're not going to have a good feeling.
No.
Yeah.
We should also mention, I think we briefly mentioned James White's name, but ESPN reported yesterday that likely out for the season.
Yeah.
Which we kind of suspected.
Additional
anyway,
tests.
But
So.
not good, Bob.
Nope. Too bad for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially after last year.
It sucks, and he was playing good.
He was.
And
He looked like he was back.
It's just really frustrating.
It is.
All right. 855-PATS-500 is the Ace Ticket hotline. Web radio at Patriots.com. We got picks today, so we got to hurry. Let's go to Jim in Leominster. What's up, Jim?
Guys, how are you?
Good.
All right.
How you been? Well, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Fred, you asked at the beginning of the show, how do we feel? I feel hopeful, excited, but, I'm also a realist. You know what I mean? And kind of brings back to my next point is what I feel most is gratitude. And I'll explain why. I'm a true Gen Xer. I remember the days before Brady. Okay, Eric, and I think you brought this up a few times, like to be a generational curmudgeon myself. Is, the
Plenty of room on board
fans
this bandwagon.
Right. The younger fans don't appreciate the years prior to Brady. I remember, I can't remember what year it was. Rod Rust, had a press conference. They went either
90, 91.
14 or one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He has like this boyish smile on his face, and he says, I'm proud of you. I mean, so the younger generation just they don't get it. And, with the team right now, I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm glad. You know what I mean? I like Mac Jones. I like where the team, could potentially be going. But, you got to look back at the 20 years and, be pretty grateful, right?
Yeah, no, and in their defense, Jim, I think it's hard if you've never experienced what, people of our generation experienced. It's hard to put yourself in those shoes because you just don't know, know. So in a way, I can kind of understand where they're coming from. It's just that they're going to have to get used to it, I think, unfortunately.
Well,
At least for a few years.
Well, yeah, and, we've had plenty of years of adversity. I mean, going back,
Oh, this is all gravy for me.
years.
I never thought they were going to even win one Super Bowl in my lifetime. The fact that they've won 6 is just ridiculous.
Yeah, but
no, exactly. I mean, you can't.
But I'll tell you one person who's not thinking that way. Robert Kraft.
Sure,
he wants to keep winning.
Nobody should be thinking that
Thanks,
way.
Jim.
I agree with Jim. Like you're appreciative and thankful, and that's what you choose to focus on. Like I would look at it and say, I'm amazed that they were able to keep it together for 20 years.
Absolutely.
Especially reading more and more about some of these behind-the-scenes stories where the egos were a problem on all sides. I'm amazed they were able to keep it together as long as they didn't have as much success as they did. That's what I choose to focus on and remember. But that should always be the goal. You should never say, well, they won 6. We're satisfied. No way.
No.
No way.
Yeah, I remember those times, and I don't want to go back.
Right.
Right. But no, it makes the winning that much more special.
Oh, sure.
When you have that perspective of what it was
absolutely.
like,
Yeah, I mean, those Red Sox. I mean, 2004.
Yeah.
I mean, that
the
was
whole
an
region
amazing thing. For
no one
older
thinks about the
people.
Red Sox the way they did then.
Yeah.
Right.
Now.
Right.
Right.
And they've won. I mean, they've won 4 titles.
Yep.
Right. But that 04. I mean, like people visited graves.
It was,
after that, it was like amazing.
Incredible time to be around here for people who loved baseball.
Todd in Greenville, North Carolina. What's up, Todd?
Well, I rewatched the game, and much to my chagrin, I didn't enjoy it the second time.
They
either,
still didn't win,
huh?
So I said to Paul on Monday,
it
was worse the second time around.
It would be a major good thing if we'd have won it. But I got to say something. I really liked Mac Jones' poise. Like, he threw some picks. He was getting banged around, but he didn't seem to quit.
Yep.
And I think that's important.
Okay.
I think that's a big step for him.
I mean,
moving forward.
Yeah. Okay. Did Justin Fields look like he quit after he got sacked 9 times?
Did Zach Wilson look like he quit? Threw 4 picks to us that day. I mean, he was still fighting at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen. I like I said, the thing that I'm worried least about coming out of that game is Mac Jones.
I know.
You know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm kind of saying the same thing, and I think that the pieces aren't around him right now. We got to keep him a little bit safe. So where I was going with all this is I was wondering, would it be smart to start him against the Bucks?
Yes.
Would it be better to not get him punished 2 games in a row?
No, you can't do
that.
No, you
can't. You got to keep
You're in. You're all in now,
Todd.
Todd. You can't start playing that game. Picking and choosing.
The only way I wouldn't start Mac Jones
is
if he wasn't healthy.
Yeah, if he's not healthy.
And he's not on the injury report, so I have to assume he's okay.
And if there's a risk of further damage, you don't play him. But you got to play him. Thanks, Todd. Let's go to Melvin in Tennessee. What's up, Melvin?
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
Hey.
Last time I called, I don't know how we got really on talking about the old Patriots. I'm not really speaking on the old Patriots. I just wanted this team to have some type of strength or develop going towards something. I don't think that's asking for much. I'm very appreciative of the last 20 years, everything like that, but the strengths of this team are supposed to be, of course, the defense and the running game. So I would like for them to be like, hey, we're making some strides here and going in the right direction. I don't think that's much to ask for. Clearly, we've just had 3 games. I understand that. But I would like to be like, hey, we are going in the right direction for this team from now going for years to come. I know there's going to be a lot of losing involving with this, and I'm very much so prepared for that. But it would just make me feel better if, we make some strides with stuff. With this upcoming game, like I said, those defensive backs for Tampa can be had. Unfortunately, we just don't have that passing attack to, get to that. So it is what it is. I would pick the Bucks 34, Pats 17. And it is what it is.
Doubling up.
That's it.
All right. Thanks, Melvin. He's a diehard fan, 34-17.
Yeah. You have to be a realist, though, when you're making your picks. Like Paul said, don't bet with your heart.
Fred doesn't have to be.
He's tipping his pick. I don't know if I like
Well, we'll see.
Well, wait, why does he need to tip it?
That's true.
Haven't you been here the last 23 years with me?
Right.
I'm hoping somebody calls up that has some logical reasons why the Patriots can win this game. Because give it to me.
It's hard.
Feed it to me.
I know.
We've
been looking for it. It's just I don't know if you can. I don't know if it's there.
It's just and Melvin makes a good point. Like, what are the strengths that you can look at? It's like, okay, this part of the team's doing pretty well.
Yeah. Again, you can't.
Not yet.
No.
And the things that we thought we were going to be really good at going into the season, like he said, the running
offensive
game,
line,
defense, the front
up front.
seven.
Yeah.
It just hasn't materialized yet. Now, we're in week 4.
Yep.
So,
Right. It's just a tough spot to try to improve on when you're facing the defending champs coming off their first loss.
Yep. Bob in Wilmington, North Carolina, writes in at webradio@patriots.com. Has there ever been a bigger regular season game in New England history compared to this Sunday? This game might go down as the most hyped regular season game in league history. It truly feels like Super Bowl week, and I hope the game turns out to be one for the ages. Patriots shock the world. New England 24, Tampa Bay 21.
Yes, there have been a lot of bigger games in New England and in the NFL. The most hyped game, as you said in the second sentence, I agree with.
Right.
I think it's the most hyped game with Brady coming back to play Belichick, even more so than Favre going back to play Green Bay when he was with the Vikings. more so than the tunable that we talked about, the original tunable with Parcells and all that. And when Belichick played Dallas, when Parcells came back, all that. Those games had a lot of hype going into them, but this one has more. This is the most hyped game I can ever remember.
I mean, 2007 Patriots at Indy
but big,
was a
big
huge game for a regular season game.
How about the last one? When they were going for 16-0, the hype for the Giants game,
right?
When it was on every network. I think C-SPAN had it on.
Yeah.
It was on like every network.
Yep.
You remember?
Yeah.
NFL Network became
That's
free
right.
for everybody.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
That you remind me.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like 4 different stations it
Yeah.
was on.
Like the hype for
That's
that
never
game
happened
because
before.
the hype for that game was through the roof.
Right.
That never happened.
This one's bigger.
And that
this
was
one's more
and
hype.
that got bigger throughout the week because there was the discussion about who both teams were going to play. Were they going to play their starters or not? And then
and it lived up to the hype.
It did live up to the hype, yeah. And the Giants decided they were going to play their starters, and then we ended up playing
2 records broken.
But in,
in
terms,
the game.
and
but
that
in
one
terms
play.
of like the big game, like the importance of the game, this game doesn't have a lot of importance in the grand scheme of the 2021 NFL season.
correct.
You know, it's a game just like any other.
Yeah, it's the
not
drama.
like it's not like the 9-0 Patriots playing the 8-1 Colts,
Yeah.
or you know those kinds of games where
Yeah.
the winner of this game is probably going to end up hosting the other team
Right.
in the AFC Championship.
The only
Yes.
ramifications on the outcome of this game are egos.
right?
Like
Sure.
the
And that's-
Belichick camp people, the Brady camp
it's
people.
huge for
Yeah.
Bill and Tom.
Yes.
There's no doubt about
Personal
that.
drama.
Yeah.
I actually listened to Brandon Merriweather say it was probably not that big a deal to those. I couldn't disagree with him more. I
Not that
think
big a deal to who?
Well,
to
they'll
both,
never admit it.
to both
but-
Bill and Tom. He
Oh.
just says that those two guys are so focused. This is just another game. But I don't
Yeah.
think it's just another game for those two guys involved. I think they very much want to put their best foot forward. But like I said, it's just it's a 2-1 team playing a 1-2 team in week 4. It's not that big of a game
Right.
in terms of this season
Right.
or history. But the outside hype
Yeah.
is immense.
the side
I don't think
stories.
there's ever been a bigger game in terms of hype.
Yeah. Indiana Matt writes in from Indianapolis. Something that has disturbed me about the Patriots' performance so far this year is the unforced errors, mental mistakes, penalties, turnovers. I'm trying to remember if we had the same issues last year, and I think we did. How much of these mistakes do you think could be attributed to not having Brady on the team and missing his on-field leadership? I think his on-field leadership in demanding expectations could be one of the reasons for the lack of precision, focus, or whatever you want to call the mistakes. He was credited with changing the mindset of the team in Tampa, so why couldn't the opposite effect happen in the Patriots?
Of course it does.
I'm not looking forward to the game this Sunday. I believe it was either Eric or Mike that summed up my feelings best. I don't like watching Brady in a different uniform.
That was me.
I think this Sunday could get ugly very quickly. I'm sure Brady would love to put 40 or 50 points on the board, and I don't see how our defense stops or even slows down the Bucs offense. I think this could be a game that is over by halftime or sooner. Bucs 45, Patriots 13.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think the Bucs need to do much more than get up to 30 points, like Paul was saying before, because it's going to be really difficult unless New England scores in defense and special teams for them to get that much against these guys. I don't know. It's just going to be really difficult to watch, I think.
Spee writes in, Fresno, I hereby dub this game Godfather 3, as it will be a painfully bad concluding chapter to a long, epic history of greatness. Anyway, please clarify why Tom has a significant share of the blame in the breakup. Wasn't Tom mainly just peeved because Bill didn't build the team well, mainly the draft woes? That seems like an understandable grievance rather than a basis for blaming Tom.
Well, I mean, I think there's blame to go around. And I don't even think blame's a good word.
Here's
I think there's responsibility to go around.
Yeah, here's the one. Here's the one place where I would say Tom might have been a little unreasonable, and it has to do with Guerrero. It's one thing to have your own personal trainer, but it got to the point where now that personal trainer not only was recruiting other players, but telling them not to do things that the team got.
It's a great point.
That was unreasonable. And then to get pissed off that he got kicked off the plane,
right?
That was unreasonable. And I thought that
personal trainers in professional sports are nothing new,
right?
But to get the access that Brady was looking for Guerrero,
is like he was already
undermining.
He was already on
team.
the plane.
Yep.
He was on the sideline, but I don't blame Bill for putting his foot down when he started corrupting my own program.
Yeah,
and that's what was happening, and that's why he got kicked off.
Yeah.
And I think that's an excellent point. I think some of the other stuff also, I think he wasn't at the end. He sort of got disgruntled about the contract and about the
I don't blame him for that.
No, but what I'm saying is that I think that affected his mindset. All of a sudden, he's not coming to OTAs anymore.
Yeah.
He's not, I don't think, working as well with the younger players as he was earlier in his career. You can say that he was justified for doing that, but he did that stuff, and I think that hurt the team.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't blame him for, finally having had enough. But the whole, I heard all this stuff Bill did Tom wrong by kicking Guerrero off the plane. He didn't have to do that. That was petty. That happened after. Everything was fine until he started getting players to not listen to Moses.
Yeah. Right. And I know a lot of people always say, you always take the Brady side over Belichick when I talk about this. And I think that is a major one that I am on Belichick's side. Yeah. Not because I think that Guerrero's a quack or whatever I think of Guerrero, which is probably accurate, but that's not why. I just don't think you can have, if you're Bill Belichick, a guy negatively influencing the other players. There were people who believe, I don't know if this is true or not, but people believe that Brady would freeze out guys that didn't work out with Guerrero and do the TB12 method.
On the field, you mean?
If you're a guy that comes here as a free agent and you're sitting there saying, well, they want me to lift conventionally with Moses Cabrera and the rest of the strength staff, but Tom is saying, you got to do my thing or I'm not going to throw you the ball.
Right.
Now, I don't know if it's...
I don't know if that's happened, but I do know the other thing happened.
Yeah.
But my point being is it doesn't really matter if it actually happened. If there was a perception from guys from the outside coming in that you had to do it Tom's way or he would freeze you out, that's a negative influence on your team.
Yeah.
The whole thing about the 12-4 season in 19, we joke around we don't want to have another one of those miserable 12-4 seasons. He was kind of miserable.
He was.
He was miserable the whole year.
No doubt.
He called himself the most miserable 8-0 quarterback in football when he played Baltimore that night when Al Michaels told the story.
He was, and it negatively affected the team. There's no doubt. But in his mind, he's staring at having to leave this team that I love. And it's over. And I'm not appreciated. So, that I have sympathy for. But the Guerrero thing,
I don't
have sympathy for that.
And that's why, for the most part, I am on Brady's side with how he was treated. I think he deserved more. I think he deserved better based on what he had given.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean he's not, that he doesn't bear some responsibility. Right. I think he does.
Yeah.
Just like I think Bill Belichick does.
Yep.
I think it could have been handled better.
Yeah.
By all parties.
Yep. Jack in Ann Arbor writes, and by acquiring both Davin Godshaw and Henry Anderson, and by drafting Christian Barmore, all of whom are superior run stuffers but not great pass rushers, the Patriots appear to have adopted a defensive strategy of stuffing the run on early downs, thereby placing their defense in advantageous situations to defend the pass with a strong secondary but not an elite pass rush. Now, 3 games into the season, the Patriots' defense has been a disappointment in large part because their run defense has been soft, far from the stingy run defense that was expected from a line with Godshaw and Anderson. What happened? Did the Patriots misappraise Godshaw and Anderson? Are they actually not as good at stopping the run as they were supposed to be? Have the Patriots coaches failed to devise schemes that maximize the performance of Godshaw and Anderson? Is there another explanation for the Patriots' porous run defense?
I think there's a little bit of everything that you mentioned.
Well, I would say that I don't know, every run-stuffing 300-plus pound defensive tackle in the league, okay? But Godshaw, I can tell you what people told me that are huge Dolphins fans. They said, good luck with him. You're going to be disappointed. So far, I've been disappointed. So maybe that was a, misidentification. Maybe that they just got that one wrong, misevaluation.
Well, it could also have been one of those, once he gets here, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Which is a misevaluation.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been fine.
Yeah.
Henry Anderson is more than a run-stuffing guy. He is a guy, it's kind of a tweener who does some pass rushing and holds up against the run as well. He doesn't play.
Yeah.
Now,
that's the thing.
I don't know if
And
that's
he's hurt
because
now.
he's not good enough or if they – like, I think he's a better player than Dietrich Wise. But Dietrich Wise is the starter,
Yep.
and he basically has played more of a full-time role. I don't know if that's because Anderson hasn't looked good in practice. I have to assume that. So, again, another misevaluation with those two guys. I don't know where the strength in the secondary if Gilmore's out, that's huge. Like, I think people who thought the secondary would be a strength were considering Gilmore as part of that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's a strength without Gilmore. Do you?
No, it hasn't been.
I think it's okay.
I mean, J.C. Jackson's played okay.
Absolutely. That's why I just said
Yeah.
I think it's been okay. I don't think it's been a disaster.
Yeah. No.
But without Gilmore, it's not a strength.
Jonathan writes in, this is such a great week for football. Thank you for all you do. Had one question. Which scenario would be more tolerable? Brady has a game like he had against the Titans where he scores 5 touchdowns and a half. Patriots go up 24-20 and hand Brady the ball back with 1:30 left, and Brady does Brady things and wins 27-24. Or Brady has a Denver kind of game and throws a couple picks and the Patriots still can't win. So those 3 scenarios. First one.
Which one do I
Which
want?
one do I want?
To see
which
the most?
is most tolerable?
Most tolerable would be Brady got the ball last and won the game.
Yeah.
That 24-20 scenario, Brady got the ball last and went down and scored. That would be, to me, that means you had a good game against a good team and you held your own and the guy's great and he did what he always does.
Yeah. Nothing you can do about that.
I wouldn't want to see the blowout would be the least desirable outcome.
Mm-hmm.
The last one, at least you could say, well, defensively we gave Brady some problems, but offensively was still a work in progress.
Yeah. I mean, if the offense comes out of this game having played well, scored legitimate points, not just on short fields.
Yeah.
I mean, like
sustained drives,
and scores 3-4 touchdowns, and that'll be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I said if you lose a shootout to Brady because Brady had the ball last, that's the most desirable outcome out of those 3.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all losses. So you're picking the way you would
right.
most like to lose. I don't want to lose 59-0.
Of course not.
And I don't want to lose, really, I don't want to lose 17-13 either.
Don't want to lose, period. But
no, but like they're all losses. So you're picking between.
Right. That's
so
why
you pick your point. Yeah. The least of the 3 evils.
Kareem in Boston writes in, everyone wants to point to the loss of Tom Brady as the downward spiral of the Patriots offense. But for those who don't remember, the offense started that spiral in 2019. So if it wasn't Brady, who was it? Well, fact of the matter is that this offense hasn't been the same since James Devlin retired in 2018. So in 2021, why did we address the quarterback position but not the fullback position? I wonder if he's being funny there.
Probably.
Yeah. So, I was thinking, how do you stop Tom Brady? How do you stop Tom Brady? And, I was trying to think of, what were his worst games as a Patriot? What were the circumstances around those games? And it always had to do with pressure. Whether it was 2007 in the Super Bowl or 2015 against Denver, it was always he was getting pressured.
2004 against Miami when they were
Jason Taylor, or no, wait.
Yeah, remember that game where the Dolphins wore orange? It was, I think it was a Monday night game.
Yeah.
The Patriots had won 12 straight or something, and then they.
Yeah. It always.
The Dolphins were a horrible team.
It always had to do with pressure.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yeah, because even on that last play, Paul, you probably remembers this. Brady's falling backwards, getting sacked, and he throws a pick to end the game.
Right.
The Dolphins won 2 games that year or something. 1 game, 2 games, something ridiculous.
Don't remind
3
me
games.
of that game. I had to rewrite my whole story 7 times.
So but you're right. It's when he's flustered, when he's not able to do what he wants to do in the pocket.
Yeah. But it's not easy to do.
It's not easy to do. That's why
he's so smart. He sees what,
And he generally has decent protection.
Right. And, in the game against Denver, if I recall, and Paul, you'll correct me if I'm wrong.
You're talking about the AFC Championship?
Yeah.
50?
It wasn't just the pressure. He was lacking weapons. It was like Gronk.
Well, I was going to say, that's the thing that separates everything.
Yeah.
Because the worst games that I can remember Tom Brady had, he had no one to throw the ball to.
Yeah. He was lacking weapons in that game. In addition,
that's not the problem this
to
year.
having all that pressure, and That's not the
That's
case.
not going to be
this
the
time.
case this year.
He's got weapons, and he's had them for a year, so he knows who they are.
Yeah.
They know him.
Yep.
It's a monumental task in front of us.
I would have
here.
given them. I would have given the Patriots more of a chance if they had played the Bucs last year than this year, obviously,
Yeah.
because the Bucs were still trying to
they-
figure themselves out last year.
Yeah, they were slow out of the gate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we still didn't know what the Patriots were with Cam Newton
Sure.
for a while. So I would have given them way more of a chance on this last year.
Yeah. Anthony from Delaware. Since Hardy doesn't read emails, I'll send this again, even though we've been on the Bucs for 2 weeks. Not listening live, so excuse me if you've talked about this, but why the hell are we paying 5 to 6 core special team guys if our special team unit is going to be average at best? Also, why was Tavai taking snaps from Hightower? I know they liked him out of the draft, but what the hell is going on? This game pissed me off because it was winnable. That's 2 winnable games already lost. Wasn't expecting much this season anyway, but still gets me upset with missed opportunities. Yeah, we had.
I got a couple things there. Like, it was winnable. Like, heading into the game, it was winnable, right? But then in the game, you got thoroughly outplayed.
Yeah.
So did we maybe misevaluate it heading into the game, or did the Patriots just play a terrible game?
I think people looked at that New Orleans game against Carolina and said,
Right.
"Oh, that's who they are,"
and they ignored the Green Bay game.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Jim in where's Jim? He doesn't say.
Oh,
Paul, you don't.
terrible.
Eric, you don't like that.
I don't like that.
I have not emailed your show in a year and a half now.
Where you been?
I guess I don't need to explain why, given my geographic location, but there were extenuating circumstances. Where is
You didn't
he?
give
He
your
doesn't-
geographic
he doesn't say
location.
where he is. Up until a certain quarterback changed teams, I've been a loyal Patriot, Red Sox, Celtics, and Bruins fan my entire life. But there were forces at work that I eventually succumbed to. I attended 2 high schools, one in Mass, where I graduated, and prior to that, one in Florida. Their football teams were the Bedford Buccaneers and the Gulf High Buccaneers. And then in July of 1976, I moved permanently to Florida. The same month that the inaugural training camp opened for the new Tampa Bay Buccaneer franchise, I just couldn't fight it anymore. So, yeah.
So he's a Bucs fan now?
I
Is that what
guess
he's saying?
That's what he's saying.
All right.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
Thanks.
Cool story, Hassel.
I didn't know we were having confessional,
Yeah.
That's 3 Our Fathers and 2 Hail Marys. Call me in the
Oh,
morning.
for a murder rap? That's not bad, Father.
Yeah.
Bronx
Rodrigo,
Tale? No?
Bronx Tale?
Oh, okay.
Rodrigo writes in, since it's Picks Day, I just wanted to bring up that the line for the Bucs game is at 7.5 and hasn't moved a lot, even though 97% of the money is on the Bucs. This seems real fishy to me, as everyone expects this to be damn near a blowout, and Vegas does not like to lose. I'd like your thoughts. Well, we talked about that.
Right, and my feeling on that is...
Let's see where it ends up.
No, but my feeling is the last thing that he said makes all the sense in the world.
Vegas doesn't like to
Vegas
lose?
doesn't like to lose.
Right.
So why are they not hedging their bets at all?
Right.
They're so convinced that the Patriots are going to win the game that they're good. They're going to take the win.
No,
Like,
but-
I don't know how I don't know if that's how Vegas does things. I don't know enough about it. I leave it to people that do, but that doesn't make a lot of sense to me because I was always under the impression they try to middle everything. They get the vig. They're always going to win. The house always wins.
Yep.
They've set themselves up where the house can take a bath.
Yep.
I don't think they like to do that.
Right.
They don't like to go all or nothing. Now, listen, if the Patriots cover, they're gonna roll in it. They're gonna dominate and cash in. But I don't think they like to set themselves up where the outcome of the game dramatically impacts their profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the way this is.
Yeah. Andre from New Jersey. Fred, when Brady does his normal routine by walking out in the field a couple hours before the game in his fantasy suit, are you going to run down to the field and give him one last smooch on the cheek?
I think he meant fancy suit.
I don't know.
I don't really know what fantasy suit would factor
He got
in
his
there.
fantasy nights mixed up.
Yeah.
Is that not a thing?
I would, but it's COVID. I can't. I'm not allowed on the field. There's only a certain number of people that are allowed down there.
They're very
Correct.
They're very militant about it this year
I think
too.
they should keep that permanently. I don't think they need. I don't think you need to have the cast of thousands down on the field. I think only the people that belong down there should.
I agree. You got a lot.
It's
of
their
those,
office. They're working.
Got a lot of those muckety mucks standing around in suits during the game. I hate that.
You don't want the muckety mucks, Matt. You know what I'm saying?
Also, just two more questions. Who covers Gronk, Duggar or Phillips?
Nobody. He's not playing, probably.
Well, I think there's a chance that he won't play, but who covers Gronk? I think you're going to have to put
somebody bigger, though. I would say
I think it's going to have to be Phillips. But because I don't like Duggar in coverage. I got to be honest.
No, I know, but I just worry that Gronk would be a mismatch for him.
Well, that's what he is.
I know.
He's a mismatch for
mismatch.
anybody.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just talking about height-wise.
Anybody with the size to compete with Gronk, it doesn't have the mobility to do it.
Right. Win or lose.
Jawan Williams was what I was just thinking of.
Win or lose for the Bucks. Hopefully lose. Will Tom visit the Patriots locker room after the game? No. He will not. He will not. Patriots win 24-21. A Nick Folk game winner.
Will you be pissed if he does? Only if the Bucks win.
Right.
I thought I'd answer my own question.
If they lose.
If the Bucks lose and Brady shows class and sportsmanship, it comes over into the locker room to see everybody. Fred will think that's the greatest.
You know what
thing
I think
ever.
will be more likely?
If they win, he'll be showing the Patriots up and rubbing their noses in it.
No, what I think is more likely.
Did I accurately?
That's right.
Okay.
More likely is that members of the Patriots who played with Brady will walk down the hallway to where the visitors tunnel, the buses, just to say hello to him or goodbye to him before he leaves.
They won't do it on the field after the game?
Yeah, I think that's probably.
I mean, they'll probably do
likely.
some of that too. But you've seen plenty of post game, hugs and greetings afterwards where they have more time
in the tunnel.
Yeah, after games, like when we're sitting on the bus in a visitors.
Yeah, I don't see that a lot.
Really?
That's why when McDaniels did it in Denver, I was appalled.
He is being. Fred's being honest because that's what really got him mad.
Yeah,
because I maybe I just notice it more.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen guys come over and say hello a lot more often than you think.
Because usually, like, there's this area by the buses where our players can meet friends and family.
Right.
You know?
Usually it's in that area you see that.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, probably just not paying close enough attention to it because it's not that big a deal.
So Matt Judon was asked about Brady.
Yeah.
He said, "Bro, he's the next quarterback we've got to play." When asked how he would describe Tom Brady.
Little attitude.
It's not like we're afraid of what Tom Brady can do. We have to stop their whole offense. I'm just going to – I have no problem with that answer. I like that answer.
But they'll have a problem
But
with
I'm going to tell you that if Tom Brady was the Patriots quarterback and a defensive player from another team said exactly that, you, Fred Kirsch, would have your panties in a bunch.
Oh, it's what Baltimore would say every year when Suggs was there and all those guys.
Right.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, he's going to go get him now.
But the difference is the Ravens tended to have their number here.
Oh, yeah.
The Ravens weren't afraid of you.
Right.
I think the Patriots have reason to be afraid. Not afraid, you know what I mean. Not literally
respectful.
Afraid. Yes. Deuce is back.
Deuce is back.
With a smile on his face.
Oh, yeah.
Deuce is back.
They're afraid. You can't win, Rock.
What's going on out there,
Matt
Deuce?
Judon's not afraid.
Yeah.
He's talking smack.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
not really.
Everybody was there. Everybody was present
Everybody?
in Town 4, except for, of course, James White, who
Yeah.
Adam Schefter reported yesterday that he's done for the year. So otherwise, full contingent of Patriots, shells, shorts.
Any visible medical contraptions or wrappings on various injured places, like Nick Folk's left knee?
No,
for instance,
no. Specifically to him,
Isaiah
no.
Wynn's knees?
Didn't get a good look at Isaiah Wynn. It was quick. It was stretching, and then it wasn't even like the whole first period. It was like all of a sudden they blew the horn, and there was still like 6 minutes left on the
All
clock.
right, guys.
And that's it, guys. That's our time. Get the hell out. So
they got something in store for Brady, Fred.
Yeah, they don't want the media seeing it. But yeah, it was funny as I was thinking a little bit as I was walking out with the Isaiah Wynn knee injury, and there was part of me that was like, maybe we could see what Yadni Kajus looks like.
Yeah,
I mean, he looked okay. I don't know.
Oh,
if he plays and doesn't do well, do we have to call him Win Knee the Pooh?
I think it's just a winjury.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Paul.
Mood.
Mood was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's always tough on the days where it's stretching and it's harried, and I'm looking at my thing.
Harried?
And
Speaking of harried.
Nikhil Harry, he was there.
Does he get activated?
I'm going to go no.
I would say no.
Like you'll have a spot on the roster.
Yeah, with James
easy.
White. If
Yeah,
James,
but
you can
I don't
move
think he
James
dresses.
White.
But I don't think he'll.
I don't think
he's going to dress for the game.
I don't either.
Because, like you said, who doesn't?
Like what receiver does
Yes.
it?
Right.
It's not going to be Bourne.
Now,
It's
I
not going to be
suppose
Aguilar.
You could
Not
you
going to be
could make-
Myers.
You could make the argument. I wouldn't, but you could make the argument that this is not a big run game. The Bucs are immense on run defense. So, do you need Stevenson to replace that spot for James White? Maybe not. Maybe you go with an extra receiver, thinking you're going to.
Maybe.
Stranger things have happened.
Maybe.
So you go Harris, Taylor, Bolden, and then you add a receiver to the mix.
Maybe.
Right? Maybe you do it that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably more of a.
Or is there
Probably more of a topic for Sunday when we have that extra time
Extra
to
half
fill.
hour?
we got a solid like 40 seconds on that.
On that right there. That's a segment.
Yeah.
There we
Or
go.
do you consider, for whatever reason, dressing Asiasi, a third tight end? Is that any part of a potential game plan or something to consider?
Yeah, I'm wondering about Asiasi. He's been healthy.
That would fall
Been
into
healthy
the same
scratches.
thing, like adding a pass catcher
Yeah.
to the
Yeah,
mix
yeah,
instead
yeah.
of Stevenson.
Right.
Well,
I could see
adding a
that.
pass catcher and potentially an extra blocker, too.
Right, which
Right.
is why I'm a little surprised that they haven't activated him yet
Yeah.
on game days.
And I don't really know what the reason for would be, but I mean, we did see some three tight end stuff in
Yeah.
the summer.
Right.
Maybe this is the time that they have something little new for the Tampa defense to do.
Yeah,
it.
so like you look at Smith, Jonnu Smith, right? If Asi, and I don't know the answer to this, but if Asiasi is a better blocker than Smith, do you play Asiasi over Smith?
I don't think he is.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't want you playing him over him. I want you
I
playing
don't
him in
think
addition to.
I don't think Asiasi is known as a blocker.
Okay.
But I mean I wouldn't be opposed to having an extra pass catcher.
Yeah, an
in
extra
some
one,
capacity.
not over somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, either way, any of these things we're considering, it would be somewhat of a new twist, even with Harry in there.
Yeah, but I think most people feel like, well, James White's out, so then all the running backs are going to be up. Does Bill look at it and say, we're probably not going to run the ball more than 15 times in this game anyway?
Right.
So how many running backs do I need? I can get by with Harris and Taylor as my primary ball carriers and get to 15, 20 carries with those two. Do I need Stevenson to be active?
Yeah, you got Bolden to do little fill-in stuff if you need it,
Right.
some insurance.
And I'm
can see it.
speaking out loud. I'm not
Yeah.
telling you what Bill's going to do.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
No, I like that frame of thought because I think, what we've seen from Stevenson is he going to have is this the kind of game that he has success? I feel like this is a big defense up front with Vita. Geez, that guy's a monster.
We were talking about that.
Fred
Yeah.
liked him in the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big boy.
He has a feel for the league.
Sue, that's why it's a little more intriguing with Taylor, to get him in space, get him little screen passes, get him lined up with some of their defensive backs somehow, maybe try to make plays to him. I think that might make more sense than. But, I mean, Stevenson can catch the ball a little bit. So
Back to practice, MAC interactions.
Interactions?
Again, didn't catch anything out
don't-
of the
you don't watch
ordinary or
Mac.
too
You don't
exciting.
watch the
I
starting
always
quarterback?
do. I always
Not-
do.
not
I always do.
interested?
Usually it's like him, like what I get of him is, he's doing the touching the toes
Yeah.
and the stretching, and then
I mean, in Deuce's defense,
and then he's walking
they
over.
gave them like 30 seconds to do attendance, so they got to try to click off all
I
these
always try to
numbers.
put eyes on Mac for sure, just to see if anything sticks out. But it's
How
it's
about
usually
knee
pretty
brace?
boring.
Was he wearing it?
Yeah, always.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that.
Except for when he rips it off like a hardo.
Threw it down.
Oh, Hardo.
He's coming out.
Media buzz.
A little bit. No new faces, of course. Doug Kide, now of Pro Football Focus. He's national now, so he was there today.
Oh, he
So
was there.
Talked to Doug a little
He
bit.
got a credential?
Yeah, picking up his credentials. So little celebrity appearance.
No national people.
No.
They're not allowed.
Seth Wickersham was not there coming out. Just anybody want to interview me? Anybody? Making the rounds.
No national people, huh?
No. The usual.
Tomorrow,
Well, I
probably.
don't think they
Squad
can
of-
because it's a
Well, then
limited
why is
number.
Doug Kide there?
He's
That's true.
had a credential, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's national.
He is now.
Now he is. Well. Yeah.
But still local. He's been around a little bit here and there. I think he
Yeah.
was at maybe the first game of the season. So he has been still kind of in it.
Tomorrow you'll get the NBC crew will
NBC.
probably be at
Lester
practice.
Holt will be here Friday.
Why you're so excited about that?
Where are they setting up a stage? Is it just out here in the?
Probably
All the media will be descending on Patriot play.
Two camera.
People don't know what I was doing. I was looking at the camera when I said that.
Did you get in trouble again?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I think he was being.
Yesterday we
I
had
guess,
we had to do a little thing for Matt No Socks.
Didn't Fred just say this about 2 minutes ago?
Yeah.
It seems like he's
emphasizing the point.
So,
Driving
Circus
it
is
home.
coming to town.
Let's get back to the phones. Willie's in Philly. What's up, William?
How you doing, everybody?
Good.
Hey, Will.
Doing all right.
Okay. So with Antonio Brown being activated, how are we supposed to stop this killer offense?
That's a good question.
That's what we've been talking about. Pressure
I mean,
Brady.
It's just everywhere you look, and Bill said it today, and I mean not today, this week on Coffee with the Coach. You can see it on Patriots.com. His interview with everywhere you look, they've got someone to go to. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I don't think it's like being disrespectful to say like they're going to need some help from Tampa. If Tampa comes out and executes their offense to the best of their ability, you're going to be hard pressed to even slow them down.
Yeah.
But if they're a little sloppy and maybe, like I said, a pass goes off someone's hands, or they miss a blitz pickup, or a free rusher, and you get a holding call, puts them behind the chains. Now you have that's how you get an opportunity.
I'll give you an example. Last year against Seattle, everyone remembers the end, but in the beginning there was a tip ball that went for a pick six. I think it was
McCourty.
Yep.
And that sets you up.
That's how you stayed in the game,
how you stayed in
Instead
it
of down 12 in the fourth quarter, you would have been down 19 in the fourth quarter,
Right.
and the game is over.
Right.
That allowed you the opportunity to come back.
So things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, don't discount. Tampa is one of the most penalized teams in the league, have been under Arians. So you get a couple of holding calls, and
You go deep.
Even
Get a couple
Brady.
spot penalties.
Even Brady, 1st and 20, it's not a foregone conclusion that he converts.
Yeah.
Right.
You get behind the chains, and now you got a shot.
This is where the crowd could be a factor if they're allowed.
17th ranked
disruptive
third down offense, for what it's worth.
17th what?
Ranked offense on third down. So,
Third down offense.
Just something to consider.
Yep.
Not perfect.
No.
Let's see if we can get him to third down.
Yeah.
Which tells me,
Okay.
based on the amount of points
do
they
we-
scored,
do make you feel
they
any
ain't
better,
third down
William?
all that often.
Yeah, a little bit. I just have one more question, then I'm out your way for it.
Okay.
Not so much a question, it's towards Eric. So,
Okay.
we had the greatest quarterback ever, basically, and he took over 10 multiple pay cuts. Correct?
No, he never took a pay
Never
cut.
took a pay cut.
Never once took a pay cut.
He restructured
He
his deals to
restructured
help
his
the cap,
contracts.
but got more money up front.
Right. He always took
right.
more money,
So-
never less.
Okay, so he wanted, I guess, more talent around him, basically. Better
That's true.
receivers, whatnot.
Yes.
So this is what I want to throw at you, Eric, because I know the last time I talked about this, I already spoke about it to Mike and Paul, and they already answered it, though. But it was really meant for you, but you wasn't there on the show Sundays. So my question to you is, I know you feel those Patriot fans are on, a little, how do I say, we're impatient about certain things, basically, and I get that. I'm with you all the way with that. But for how long do you want us as Patriot fans to wait to at least have one or two dynamic receivers? You know what I mean? With over the course of the time that Brady took 10 multiple pay cuts, Bill didn't.
He never took a pay cut. You need to stop using that term. He never once in his career took a pay cut. He restructured his contract many times, but always got more money in so doing. Never once took a pay cut.
Okay. That's my fault. Then I thought 10 pay cut.
It's a common narrative.
Yeah,
that he took.
right. It's a narrative.
And it's one that
a
kind of
false
bothers
narrative.
the team.
Yeah.
It's a false narrative.
Yeah.
But no, your question about how long we have to wait, and my criticism about the impatience
Thanks, William.
is not it's about the wanting to win now attitude and being impatient for things to change, because this just the world we live in right now. We live in that kind of society where everything has to be done right now, and things don't always work that way. You don't throw seeds on the ground and expect grass to be there the next morning. It takes a while. And his point was about, when are we going to get a top flight receiver? I mean, I've been complaining about that for a long time as well. That's just something that, this team just doesn't necessarily believe in. I mean, they had one in 2007 when they went out and got Moss, and we saw what it did. And that's why ever since I've always advocated for it. But, you don't always have the opportunity to get one. And they might have taken one this year if there were no quarterbacks available.
They might, or
if one of the receivers was available.
Right. All right, we're going to take a break, eat some food, and we come back, more of your emails and calls, and then picks. Got to hurry.
Want to get into the game? Get coached up at Dean College. Equipped with exclusive academic partnerships featuring the Patriots, Revolution, Providence Bruins, summer baseball, and more, our classrooms are set up for success by learning directly from the pros. Dean College has programs in communications, sports management, business, and marketing with unprecedented hands-on experiences. Our students take what they learn in the classroom and put it right to work in the marketplace. At Dean College, our students don't just play games, we run them. Visit us at dean.edu.
We are Patriots, and our standards are a little different. We don't just carry the hopes of a city, but the hopes of an entire region. For us, no uphill battle is ever too high to climb, and our favorite ring is the next one. Our job isn't done until the final down is played, and everyone knows we gave it our all. We, the fans, march forward with the power to do what it takes, just like we've done time and time again. We are the home field advantage. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the New England Patriots and stand with them as they defy the odds. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation.
There's no season better than football season, and there's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the New England Patriots. To add to the thrill, DraftKings has millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs every week, so head to the app now and check it out. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy football is easy to play. Just pick 9 players, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for yards, touchdowns, receptions, and so much more. There's no better way to put your football knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at $1 million in total prizes. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week. That's promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Some people are never content with simply being good. Not when they can be great. But it takes a big step to get there. In fact, it takes a leap of faith, a belief in what you're striving toward, and a willingness to make the commitment day in and day out to something bigger than yourself. Putnam is proud to partner with those who share their own commitment to performance excellence. This is Matt Light for Putnam Investments, a world of investing.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The ruling on the field stands.
We deliver jerseys, funny foam fingers, and everything you need for the game. But what you really get is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
How did Verizon build the fastest 5G in the world? We started by building it right with 5G Ultra Wideband. Then, we gave it massive capacity and near zero lag. And it's not just fast, it's 25 times faster than today's 4G networks. This is 5G built right from the network more people rely on, only on Verizon. 5G Ultra Wideband available only in parts of select cities. Global claim based on open signal independent analysis. 25 times analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q2 2020.
The Live Patriots Hall of Fame induction ceremony is returning to the Enel Plaza just outside the hall on October 23rd at 3 p.m. Join us at the free outdoor public ceremony honoring defensive lineman Richard Seymour and former cheerleader director Tracy Sormonti as they take their places among the all-time Patriots greats. Seymour was a dominant lineman for 3 Super Bowl champions, and Sormonti was a team ambassador for more than 3 decades. Come celebrate Patriot greatness. Log on to PatriotsHallOfFame.com for more information.
Want to get into the game? Get coached up at Dean College. Equipped with exclusive academic partnerships featuring the Patriots, Revolution, Providence Bruins, summer baseball, and more, our classrooms are set up for success by learning directly from the pros. Dean College has programs in communications, sports management, business, and marketing with unprecedented hands-on experiences. Our students take what they learn in the classroom and put it right to work in the marketplace. At Dean College, our students don't just play games, we run them. Visit us at dean.edu.
We are Patriots, and our standards are a little different. We don't just carry the hopes of a city, but the hopes of an entire region. For us, no uphill battle is ever too high to climb, and our favorite ring is the next one. Our job isn't done until the final down is played, and everyone knows we gave it our all. We, the fans, march forward with the power to do what it takes, just like we've done time and time again. We are the home field advantage. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the New England Patriots and stand with them as they defy the odds. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation.
There's no season better than football season. And there's no better place to get in on all of the action than with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the New England Patriots. To add to the thrill, DraftKings has millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs every week. So head to the app now and check it out. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy football is easy to play. Just pick 9 players, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for yards, touchdowns, receptions, and so much more. There's no better way to put your football knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at $1 million in total prizes. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week. That's promo code PATS to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes every week, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Some people are never content with simply being good. Not when they can be great. But it takes a big step to get there. In fact, it takes a leap of faith, a belief in what you're striving toward, and a willingness to make the commitment, day in and day out, to something bigger than yourself. Putnam is proud to partner with those who share their own commitment to performance excellence. This is Matt Light for Putnam Investments, a world of investing.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The ruling on the field stands.
We deliver jerseys, funny foam fingers, and everything you need for the game. But what you really get is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
How did Verizon build the fastest 5G in the world? We started by building it right with 5G Ultra Wideband. Then, we gave it massive capacity and near zero lag. And it's not just fast, it's 25 times faster than today's 4G networks. This is 5G built right from the network more people rely on, only on Verizon. 5G Ultra Wideband available only in parts of select cities. Global claim based on open signal independent analysis. 25 times analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q2 2020.
The Live Patriots Hall of Fame induction ceremony is returning to the Enel Plaza just outside the hall on October 23rd at 3 p.m. Join us at the free outdoor public ceremony honoring defensive lineman Richard Seymour and former cheerleader director Tracy Sormonti as they take their places among the all-time Patriots greats. Seymour was a dominant lineman for 3 Super Bowl champions, and Sormonti was a team ambassador for more than 3 decades. Come celebrate Patriot greatness. Log on to PatriotsHallOfFame.com for more information.
Want to get into the game? Get coached up at Dean College. Equipped with exclusive academic partnerships featuring the Patriots, Revolution, Providence Bruins, summer baseball, and more, our classrooms are set up for success by learning directly from the pros. Dean College has programs in communications, sports management, business, and marketing with unprecedented hands-on experiences. Our students take what they learn in the classroom and put it right to work in the marketplace. At Dean College, our students don't just play games, we run them. Visit us at dean.edu.
And now, great moments in history.
Sometimes, like, that was a regular argument.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Yeah.
But there are times that we get, like, sort of upset. We start yelling.
Well, it's crazy.
And it's not really, I don't think it's the best moments of the show.
No, if you're yelling over each other, as a listener, you literally can't hear what people are saying.
I mean, there are times, I know this is going to surprise some people, but when I have an argument with you, that I'm embarrassed about it afterwards.
Well, you should
And
be.
I don't necessarily...
Some of your stances.
I don't necessarily... Actually, I'm surprised. I can't believe I'm losing to this guy.
That's another great moment from
All right, welcome back to Patriots Unfiltered. Hey, did you know it's the 20th anniversary of the 2001 season?
I heard something
You
about
don't say.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Yeah. Deuce has the podcast out. Episode 4 is out.
New Hope.
2001, A Sound Odyssey. Get it wherever you get your podcast. It's fantastic. When's episode
Freddie
5
used that last
dropping?
week.
Next Friday, a week from tomorrow.
Okay.
Empire Strikes
Yep,
Back.
every 2 weeks for the last
he didn't
2.
use that.
Excellent. Today, it was Brady's first start.
Colts.
September 30th against the Colts.
44-13.
That's right. The Brian Cox hit. Let's see.
A couple of pick sixes
pick
in that
sixes,
game.
yeah.
Ty had a pick six.
He
in
had
that
a
game,
pick
I
six.
think.
Pfeiffer had an interception.
Who else had a pick six? Didn't they have 2?
It was OTIS, right?
Otis had 78 yards. I don't know if it was he had
Pick
a pick
six.
six.
In OTIS?
Yeah.
I think that's correct.
Bruce Armstrong was honored.
Oh, that's when we retired his number.
Yeah.
By accident.
Yeah. Antoine Smith. Do you remember how many yards he had in this game?
No.
I'll say
bunch.
124.
95.
94.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I just was doing something different than Eric.
And Manning, at that point, after the loss, was 0-4 in Foxborough. Wow.
Yeah. Bledsoe owned him
Yeah.
in Foxborough.
You can act like a Manning.
So you can
Dispute
listen
it.
to,
There's no debate.
You can
There's
listen-
no debate.
You can listen to Deuce's podcast, or you
Yeah.
can go to @PatsTimeMachine on Twitter and follow the season as if Twitter existed back then.
20 years
Find some highlights.
Yeah.
What a game.
after its time.
First
right?
start.
Isn't that what you said?
20 years.
20 years after its time?
I think that's for the Time Machine
Yeah,
promo.
right.
Yeah. It's good.
All right, let's get back to some of these phone calls because we get a lot of calls on this show,
We do.
unlike a lot of other stations.
No one's calling that.
We're not really a station, but, you know.
I like how you keep hammering that one, Freddie.
Oh, listen.
It's good. It's good. I like it.
Tyler's in Maryland. What's up, Tyler?
What's going on, guys? How are y'all?
Good. Thanks for holding on.
Oh, any time for y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm about done with the mainstream media. I haven't heard it from y'all, but a lot of the ESPN networks, the First Takes, etc. They kind of use this week as the bash kind of Bill Belichick to anything and anything that comes out, especially from this book. I don't know, but what I feel like this was kind of both Belichick and Brady for why the two depart. I don't think it was more one than the other. And me personally, I kind of have more of a grudge toward Brady mostly because he's not here and Belichick is.
I respect the honesty.
Y'all's opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, we knew this was going to happen. I mean, like if you're writing a book about the Patriots, this is a good week to release it. You know, so but after I'm going to read the book. I'm going to, but after hearing the excerpts, okay, big deal. Robert Kraft meddled by having opinions and having a restrictive budget.
Fixates on that.
You know
what? I'm going to get that whole sentence.
Yeah, I just said in a restrictive budget. At times it said.
Yeah. Bill picked up Roger Goodell and twirled him around.
I mean, so it's to me, it's the story of 3 alpha males that managed to stay together for 20 years.
Yeah.
Were
Well,
there going to
that's-
be issues? Yeah.
That's how I choose to remember it.
Yes.
I said that earlier
Right.
in the show.
Yeah. I mean, but Tyler, let them do their thing.
But I don't think there's anything that's where I'm different. Is I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about this stuff and learning more about the inner workings. I there's some stuff that came out in these excerpts that I wasn't aware of. And I'm interested. I'm
like
interested
I said,
in all of it.
I'm going to read the book. I think it's interesting, but is it?
But
like,
I don't blow it
oh
up.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, well, some of it to me is.
Oh really? Oh.
A couple of things.
Yeah, like the
Well,
Goodell
one of the
Belichick thing was that
Yeah.
for me.
Yep.
One of the points made was with the Malcolm Butler benching. Apparently, according to First Take, apparently in the book it said that it was over an argument with Matt Patricia. I feel like if it was that simple, Malcolm Butler would have came out and said it because that makes him look golden. Like it was just an argument and now he got benched.
Yeah, well,
I feel like
the excerpt.
I'm sorry.
The book isn't out yet, so
okay.
The excerpt says that Patriots cornerback Malcolm Butler and defensive coordinator Matt Patricia traded heated words at a practice over the former Super Bowl hero's lack of effort. Butler was demoted, and at the team party after the loss, Butler responded to teammates about his benching by saying, why was he benched? So his teammates didn't know, and he said, these dudes, referring to the coaches according to the book, these MFers. And he said the coaches. So it doesn't say that it was just Matt Patricia. Even,
Right.
Like the excerpt doesn't say that.
Right.
We'll see exactly how the whole story is told in the book when it comes out.
And demoted is different than benched.
Correct.
Right.
And it makes no sense that he was active for the game.
Right.
Based on an argument that took place during the week.
Right. Especially when things were going as badly as they were in the secondary.
Right.
Now, wasn't he sick that week too? And
they had all
came
kinds,
late
all
to
kinds of stories.
That was
came
the
late
week
to
before,
practice.
That
as
was
well?
from the week prior.
The week prior, he was sick.
Yeah, no, even
playing 98%
even the
of the
Goodell
snaps.
thing, I think that's interesting, hugging Belichick. But then somebody came out with the video after
on the podium.
At the podium, and
he didn't say it was at the podium.
No, but that's like how many other times did they meet after that?
I don't know. They secretly met in an airplane hangar.
I know, but
according to the book. According to the book,
right.
Let me say according to the book.
Yeah, but
sounds so nefarious.
If he had done that, wouldn't there have been a camera on them when he did that?
No.
Why?
At an
I just said
airplane hangar?
No.
There's a story that says they met. Maybe that's when he hugged him. At another time after the Super Bowl. How do you know where he was?
To discuss the rules, wasn't? I thought
Yeah, that was a
No. But I'm saying, why does it have to be on the podium that they hugged where he picked him up?
I'm not saying that. What if it happened on the field? There would still
there's
be
just
a
this
camera
rush
on
to
them.
just completely diminish anything
I know,
that the guy writes.
I know, but where did
I don't understand
If it happened after the game,
who says when it happened?
Yeah, it didn't say when it happened.
Read the excerpt.
It says after the Super Bowl. That could be any time.
Could be any time after
Bowl.
the Super Bowl. Didn't have to be right on
Could
the
have
field.
been back at the hotel for all I know.
I don't know.
It doesn't specify.
I don't know.
It doesn't say. That's all I'm saying.
Thanks, Tyler.
So there's like a 15-second clip of the two of them on I saw the video yesterday that they put on Twitter.
Right, because
it didn't happen.
Because
I'm convinced now.
Because that's the only thing they could find of the two of them.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. It could have happened after that.
Like, why does this
where?
stuff have to be on camera?
Like he just said, at the hotel maybe.
Why did it have to be on camera is my only point.
Goodell was at our hotel.
Well, Goodell was at an airplane hangar secretly in the middle of the night.
Wait a minute.
Whoa. I believe that more than this.
You don't think the commissioner of the NFL would be back at the team hotel of the team that won the Super Bowl after the Super Bowl?
No.
What do you mean no?
He wasn't.
You don't think it's ever happened?
No.
It's never happened.
Not with us. Not with us.
How do you know?
Because I know. I know who goes where. Believe me, I know all the rooms that we had. Brady's got his room. Robert has his room. Bill has his room. I know who goes in and out. He's not there.
What rooms are you talking about?
At the hotel, the party rooms.
So what about his private room?
I'm talking,
what about his own room?
I'm talking about where they
so
stay.
now he's in his bedroom?
He's got a suite
I'm telling
at the
you.
hotel.
I'm telling you.
He doesn't have like one of our little rooms where we've got double beds in there.
I can't. I can't. You have no idea. Like, you have absolutely no idea about this stuff, just like I don't. The only difference is I don't speak with any kind of certainty on it. No, he wasn't. Okay. As long as you said so.
Yeah.
Now I think it's all bunk.
Yeah.
This is the stuff I've been trying to avoid all week.
Don't worry, Deuce. We have picks coming up, so you won't have to hear it much longer.
The stuff that's the only stuff that I'm interested in. Like, I could care less about the game.
Let's go to O in Denver. What's up, O? Oh.
Did you just show your O face?
Show us your O face.
Ozempic.
I guess you're not there. Let's go to
Fred just gave him his O face.
Let's go to CJ and KC. What's up, CJ?
Hey, what's up,
A lot
guys?
of letters.
Hey.
I like the spirited conversation. It's going well.
Sure.
I had two things. I wanted to kind of tack on a little bit of the previous caller before the break, talking about Brady never taking a pay cut and everything like that. You guys have hammered that home over the years. But I do want to ask one thing about that is, I know he never took any pay cuts. He got his money up front. But he was also never like the highest paid quarterback when he was the best quarterback in the league for consecutive years.
That's also
right?
not true.
Briefly, he was.
Yes.
Not true.
Now, I think that the larger point that you make, CJ, I think I agree with, is that he never he didn't consistently maximize what he could have made every year.
Right.
But there was a time that he was the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Yeah, briefly.
Okay.
And there were times that he benefited. The times that he restructured his contract, he greatly benefited from. And that's something, Fred, you and I have talked to other people high in the organization that bristle at the notion that he didn't do that. Right?
Okay.
You know, they used his contract almost like a home equity loan. You know, and I give Brady credit for being flexible but he never took less money.
Yeah.
And like Eric said, he took more in cash up front. Yeah.
And I think if you asked any player in the NFL what they would
they
rather
want.
have, they would take
do
that.
Yep.
They would do that every time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the second thing I wanted to kind of touch on a little bit is for the game this weekend, obviously, 20 years of history on both sides of the ball here now. Do you think that there's any kind of advantage one way or the other, whether Brady knowing how the defense plays, playing against it in practice for 20 years, and Belichick's kind of mindset of what he likes to develop, or do you think Belichick has a better Belichick and McDaniels, I should say, have a better understanding of what Brady's going to want to do to maybe try and stop it better?
Yeah, I think it's both, and then it comes down to who does it better.
Yeah, who executes it better.
Who's the better player?
I think they have an idea of what Tom likes to do, and I think Tom has an idea of what Bill likes to do.
And so it comes down to like
execution.
I think it's more favorable to Brady. There's nothing they can throw at him that he hasn't seen before, and I don't know if they have the pieces to do what they want to do anyway.
To me, it comes down to not execution, but talent.
Right. Yeah. That's why this is such a monumental task.
Yeah. It is. It really is. Looking forward to it, guys. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, CJ.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Who's reporting that? Oh, yeah.
All right. Forget about that then. Consider the source.
Oh, come on.
Sources say it's
No, I
possible.
mean, this is like
unless something changes between now
Tom
and then.
Brady was just on doing a press conference, and we were watching it. We were reading like the subtitle, and he said, his voice is more tired than his arm.
Yeah.
So clearly his
getting
voice
the excuses
is
ready.
Oh,
yeah.
But clearly his voice is scratchy, and then someone is reporting that
Tommy, how are you this
he has a
evening?
cold. Thanks, Captain Obvious. He
All
basically
right.
just told you that.
We had a lot of emails. I couldn't get to even close to all of them.
Because he just doesn't read them.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everyone writing in. You can continue to do that with the pregame show, which is going to start at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. We're going to do an extra half hour of the pregame show. So it's that big a game that we're forcing Paul to put in an extra 30 minutes.
Well, I'd be here anyway. I think Hardy's
it's Hardy's the one.
Hardy's the one that's bitching.
But
I
now-
actually suggested to do it.
It's time to hurry. Jazz hands.
Frank gave you jazz hands. That's
Like the boogeyman. It's time to hurry.
So all is right in the world in week 3. Paul at 12-4.
Oh.
Bookkeeper.
He keeps the book. But a 3-way tie for second at 11-5. So good job by all of us this week. Good solid records all around.
Thanks.
In the overall. With the spread, Paul remains at the top at 11-5.
Bookkeeper.
Followed by Eric and
Not Mike.
Fred at 10-6. Again, good numbers all
Solid.
around. Mike, congrats, 7-9. That's a really solid.
knocking on the door.
You're
You're
knocking
on the
no
door.
longer 2
Mendoza
points
line.
behind the standard deviation or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who that was you were talking about earlier, but bet against Mike, and you're a rich person.
I know. Wow.
So
he said we need a few more weeks of me doing it, so I guess I failed him this week.
The season totals through 3 weeks are as follows: Paul at 32-16, followed by Eric at 31-17, Fred 30-18, and Mike 29-19. So
okay, respectable.
One game difference all across the board. So we're all doing well overall. Spread,
not so much.
Not so much, Mike. Eric is first at 29-17-2. That's good. That's a good record
really
right
good.
there. Paul right behind at 28-18-2. That's a good record right there.
Oh,
too.
yeah, that's a
Gonna
solid.
Pat myself on the back.
Yep.
Fred 26-20-2. Another
Okay.
solid record.
Above 500.
By the way, all three of those marks better than anybody in the globe.
Okay.
Okay.
As usual.
Even like Joe's used car lot?
Somehow
They're probably
we have
pretty good.
2 ties with our numbers, and they don't have any ties, but bear with me. Our numbers are better. There's one guy who has a record that's comparable to Fred's. Anyway, those 3 numbers are all solid.
Yep.
And
Tell us about the 4th number, Paul.
and then there's Mike. 17-29-2.
Wow.
Is that bad?
That's
not good, Bob.
That's not good.
Kids' college education, the whole thing.
Well, see, I'm playing the long game, though, as we get into more gambling stuff. I know nobody's going to ask me to do any shows about gambling or Tyler. They're going to be like, don't ask that guy.
don't
He knows
ask
what the
him.
hell he's doing.
There you go.
Campbell and Tyson are like,
All right, we got to hurry.
looks like the University of Illinois.
Let's get into it. Tonight at
Tonight.
8:20. Thursday Night Football, Jacksonville 0-3 against Cincinnati 2-1. Battle of the first overall quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, Joe Burrow.
Long way to Grandma's house, but he got there.
You got it. Yep.
Cincinnati by 8.
Nice win last week for Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. I think that's a lot of points for a Thursday night, so I'm going to take Cincinnati win. I will take the 8 points for Jacksonville, though.
8. If I thought Jacksonville had shown me much in the way of competitiveness over these first 3 weeks, I might be inclined to do the same thing as you, Deuce. However, short week, advantage usually goes to the home team, and Cincinnati looks like they're starting to put things together. I'll take them, and I'll lay those 8.
I'm going to take Cincinnati as well, but I'm going to do the deuce here and take Jacksonville in the
dropping a
points.
deuce.
Watch out.
I really wanted to take Cincinnati for my knockout pick this week, but I just can't trust
bring yourself
them.
to do it.
This is a game that absolutely the Bengals should win, and that's what would worry me. But I'm going to take the Bengals. I'll take the points.
I could see like a 20
I
to
am
10,
with
you know,
Paul and Deuce. I'll take the Bengals and the points.
20 to 10. That's my.
Sunday at 1, Tennessee 2-1 at New Jersey Jets 0-3.
Tennessee by 7.
By 7.
There's a fun
Flat
fact
out.
with the spreads this week.
What's that, Paul?
There's only 1 half-point spread.
Only one half.
Only
points.
one hook.
The first 15 games are all even numbers. The very last
Only
one
one
has
bait
has a hook.
properly.
Okay.
I'm going to take Tennessee. I will lay the points.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing for the same reasons I said about Jacksonville. If the Jets had shown me anything in the way of competitiveness, I might be more inclined to take them as the home team. But I will take Tennessee and lay the 7.
I'm going to take Tennessee as well, although I have been reasonably impressed with how hard the Jets have played on defense. And I don't know if they're just going to allow Derrick Henry to run roughshod over them.
Yeah. Some injury issues at wide receiver, too, for Tennessee.
Yeah, maybe they'll have to do A.J. Brown will be out, I believe. So maybe they'll have to do it a little bit of a different way, but I'm going to take Tennessee and lay the points.
Yeah, I'm going to split the difference. I will Tennessee wins, but they don't cover.
Okay.
So am I taking the points?
You took the points.
You took the points.
Okay. Sunday at 1, Kansas City 1-2 at Philadelphia 1-2.
Kansas City by 7.
By 7.
Jalen Hurts on pace to like the most picks in the first.
Yeah.
Ooh, it do
number
hurt.
of starts.
It do hurt.
I got to take Kansas City. I'm going to lay the points. I just think they're too good to lose another game. Should be a good one.
Yeah, and Kansas City is one of those teams where you know they're good, and sometimes good teams have slow starts because like the Patriots sometimes have had those kind of slow starts where you're like, we know they're a better team than this, but it takes them a little
Like
while to
this
get
year.
motivated. Not like this year, Deuce. And I think this is one of those situations where they're going to start turning things around. So I'll take the Chefs and lay the 7.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs to win the game, but I don't think that they've covered on a consistent basis going back for like a year and a half, and I will take the 7 points for the home underdog Eagles.
Okay. I'll take the Chiefs both ways in this game. It's more because Philadelphia does not impress me at all.
Yeah.
No, they're in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes too.
Yeah.
Them in Miami.
Kansas City's up and down season will continue. Sunday at 1.
He's picking with his heart now.
Carolina 3-0 at Dallas 2-1.
Dallas by 5.
A 5.
Dallas by 5. I mean, obviously Carolina's had an impressive start, but I think Dallas has been a little bit more impressive. I like their offense. I'm going to take Dallas. I will lay the 5.
I'm going to copy you, Deuce. I agree. Carolina, a little bit deceptive with that 3-0. And I think Dallas, very competitive in that first game against Tampa Bay. I think they're starting to turn things on. They're clearly the class of that division. At home, I think they'll win comfortably. So I'll take them and lay their 5 points.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dallas too, but kind of similar to that Cincinnati game. I'm like, this is, they're at home. They're feeling good about themselves. They got a little something going. They're in a position now where Fred loves to make fun of them because when there's expectations in Dallas is when they generally
a lot of slapping of the backs.
Yep. Yeah, we got our guy.
Yeah, we won that game. Yep.
Here we go.
Good job, everybody.
This is a game I think that they should be expected to win at home against Carolina. I'm going to take them. And I'll lay the points, but I don't trust the Cowboys.
I will take Cowboys, but I will take the points. I will take the points.
Picking with his heart again.
No, I think that's a good pick by Fred.
Sunday at 1,
Close.
The New Jersey Giants, and now I'm calling them New Jersey.
You're calling
too.
them too?
Yeah, because
you are.
Because they play in the same building.
Gosh darn it, you're not afraid to do
Everything's
that.
in New Jersey for them. 0-3 at Nollins, 2-1.
Nollins by 8. Their first game back at home this season.
Ocho.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with New Orleans, how they played last week, even when they were down some guys. But I think I'm going to take New Orleans to win, but I'm going to take those points for the Giants. I think maybe the Saints have a little bit of a letdown week.
Yeah, I agree. Saints win the game. The Giants have been sort of in things these first few weeks, and that's kind of been the story with Joe Judge's tenure there. So New Orleans gets the nice homecoming win, but I don't think it's by 8 points or more. So I'll take the Giants.
I'm going to do the same. I think the Saints. Sometimes when you're away, you come back and you sort of exhale.
Right.
Oh, we're home now, and then sometimes you don't play great in that first game back.
And the Giants
after
are a little
long
desperate.
road trip. Yeah, and I think the Giants are capable of sticking close in this game and maybe even pulling off the upset. But I'll take the Saints to win. I'll take the points.
Yeah, that's a lot of points. You just wondered which Jameis Winston are you going to get? I'll say New Orleans covers in this game.
Oh, risky.
Yeah. Sunday at 1, Cleveland 2-1 at Minnesota 1-2.
Cleveland by 2.
Oh, see, that's a big change there. That was a half a point, and now it's full 2.
I feel like I never get a good read on Minnesota. Well, let's be honest, I don't get a great read on a lot of teams. But
see, that's a big spread.
Yeah,
1.5.
Yeah, I
the Patriots moved from 5.5 to 7.
Right.
Not a big move.
I didn't say that.
I'm going to take Cleveland, lay the points.
Cleveland, he's laying the points.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. I mean, Minnesota's probably not as bad a team as I thought they were coming into this year, but I think Cleveland is a solid Super Bowl contender. So I think this is a game they should win and will win. Cleveland to win and cover.
I love the Browns. I think they're pretty good. However, I'm going to take the Vikings at home. I think they have the ability to move the ball, and even against that tough Browns defense, I think they'll minor upset. 2 points, no big whoop. I'm going to take the Vikings.
I'll take Cleveland in this game, but I have no idea. It's a toss-up for me. But I'll take Cleveland. Sunday at 1, Detroit 0-3 at Chicago 1-2.
Chicago by 3.
Ooh, do they have to play this game?
Chicago by 3. Tough start there for Justin Fields.
Don't like it.
You know what? I'm gonna pick the upset here. I'm gonna take Detroit to win.
Boy.
You got a word on who's playing quarterback for the Bears?
Don't.
Fred just shook his head and said no without looking at anything or anybody.
Yeah,
no, I don't know. No word.
I don't like this game at all. I'll go with Goff and Detroit. I don't know why, because it's a road game and I don't trust them to do it. But Detroit was one of those teams that always screwed us. Remember, Fred?
Yep.
No matter how you pick them.
Yep.
So I'll take them to win in the nominal upset here.
Yeah, if I can't do this, I would feel better if Fields is playing. I want the Bears. but I don't know that he's playing. I don't know that he's healthy. I'm going to go with these guys and take the Lions.
Me
if
too.
it helps, Fields was full participant in Wednesday's practice.
He was.
And Dalton was not. He was limited.
I'm going to take Detroit.
I'll stick with it anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to take Detroit in this game. Sunday at 1.
I'll pull an Andy Hart and cover all my bases.
Houston 1-2 at Buffalo 2-1.
Big spread here, right?
Buffalo by 16.
16.
Wow. It's a lot. But Buffalo is good. It's too much, though. It's too much. I'm going to take Buffalo to win, but I'm going to take those points for the Houston.
I don't think it is too much. And they're at home, and I saw the way they rolled up points last week. Every time I looked down every 30 seconds, and they have more points on the board. I think Buffalo rolls the Houston Texans.
I will do the deuce again. I'm going to take Buffalo, and I'll take those 16 points. Say the Texans can be reasonably competitive.
I agree.
Is Davis Mills starting again? Do we know?
So. Yes.
Yeah? Well, then
Tyrod Taylor's on IR.
Yeah.
I will take those points. Buffalo wins. Sunday at 1, Indy 0-3 at Miami 1-2.
Miami by 2.
By 2.
Ooh. It's the Jacoby Brissett revenge game.
Nice.
Yeah.
New England quarterbacks coming back to former
Right.
teams. Not only Tom Brady this weekend. You know what I'm going to take? I'm going to take the Fighting Jacobys. I will take Jacoby Brissett's Miami Dolphins, and I will lay those 2 points. But I think that's a good, competitive, evenly matched kind of teams.
Yeah, I mean, Miami played pretty well in the loss to the Raiders the other day. But I don't know. I think Indianapolis is still a pretty good team, even though they've been a little inconsistent this year. So I'm going to take them to win this game on the road.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Colts as well. I think they're a better team than Miami, and Miami is in some trouble because they just don't have enough at quarterback to consistently get any offense going. And I think it's hard to just rely on creating turnovers to put you in good positions. It almost worked for them last week.
Right.
They had the pick 6 for Landon Roberts, and it gave him
wasn't a trick play either.
It gave him a 14-point
First
lead
touchdown
early.
since.
But I'll take the Colts.
The Colts are the Tank Kings. I will take Miami.
The Tank Kings.
You think the Colts are tanking?
They might be.
This year?
Yeah, they might.
Yeah. Nothing says, let's trade high draft picks and give our quarterback $28 million to tank.
Double ankle sprains.
Hard to move around in the pocket.
And play him with 2 ankle sprains.
And that's how do you sprain both ankles? How do you do that?
I guess as it wasn't on the same play.
Yeah.
I know, but
that'd really be awkward.
But that is so weird, right? Like I've never seen that before, where you come out of a game having sprained both ankles.
And it's like Carson Wentz is quickly developing this rule that like only Carson Wentz would get.
He's like that.
That's him
he's like
now,
that
right?
old game Operation where you have to pick the bones out.
He just looks painful when he's running. It's like, oh, this is awful.
Don't forget the funny bone.
He's not the future. They're tanking. Sunday at 1, Washington 1-2 at Atlanta 1-2.
Washington by 2.
By 2. Wow.
Washington by 2.
Washington
by 2.
Oh, that spread.
In that
really
case,
changed.
I am taking Atlanta at home with those points.
Gotta hurry.
Yeah, I'll take the Falcons at home too. I don't like this game whatsoever, but
I don't like the
only
fact
because
that,
they're at home.
I'm taking the Falcons in a game,
Me
and
neither.
everybody else is agreeing with me. Falcons.
Washington wins this game.
Oh boy, you're
Making moves.
upset of the
Making
week.
moves.
Oh, they're favored.
No, they're favored.
They're favored. Yeah.
You didn't tell the folks.
Sunday 4:05. We move into the later afternoon. Seattle 1-2 at the 49ers 2-1.
Niners by 3.
Jimmy had a tough game last game.
I thought he was excellent.
No,
he had a good
I mean
game.
it was a tough loss. What I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
He played well.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but I thought he made some plays when he had to.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Fighting Garoppolos, and I will lay the points.
I'm tempted to take Seattle just because I think they typically play well against the Niners on the road there, but they're quickly not becoming the team I didn't think they were. And I'm not saying this very well at all. I'm stumbling all over myself.
No, you're not.
But I'll take the Niners at home. I don't feel great about it, but I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Niners as well. I think Seattle is a non-playoff team, and this will drop them to 1-3 if I'm correct.
I am going to take San Francisco to win this game.
So like all of us.
4:05, Arizona 3-0 at The Rams 3-0.
The LAR by 5.
LAR.
It's a fun game.
Yes.
Two exciting offenses that can do a lot of different stuff. I'm going to take a close game. I'm going to pick the Rams to win, but I will take the 5 points for the Cardinals, and I think it's a field goal game.
I agree. I could see this coming down to a last possession kind of thing, and maybe the Rams defense comes up with a stop or something. But I think the Cardinals do keep it within the margin of 5. I'll take their points.
I'm going to do the same thing. I just feel like the Rams had a huge win last week.
Right.
It's tough to stay up.
Yep.
The Rams own the Cardinals in general terms. Their defense has really been tough on Kyler Murray, but I just think that they have to have a little bit of an emotional letdown.
Listen, I think if there's one person in the NFL right now who should have his peacock feathers out, it's Sean McVay for making that move to get Stafford.
It's worked out just like a dream.
Yeah. I'm going to take Rams to continue to roll. They go 4-0.
Take Rams.
Sunday, 4:25.
When he needs the he doesn't use it.
The.
Pittsburgh 1-2 at Green Bay 2-1.
Green Bay by 7.
7. So Pittsburgh coming off a tough loss.
Yeah.
A lot of rumblings. Is Big Ben done?
They're done.
And I'm going to take Green Bay and lay those points. I think Big Ben is done.
Go, Pack, go.
Yep. In Green Bay, I think they're starting to feel it now. Rodgers maybe having an extra dram of scotch. The Packers roll 10-point win at least.
Probably have a little scotch.
Yeah, I'm going to take Green Bay too. Just don't see any offense there in Pittsburgh. All the same things that plagued them the second half last season have continued, and I will take the Pack.
Me too. Green Bay rolls Sunday 4:25. Baltimore 2-1 at where? Denver.
They're back.
What a surprise.
Good game.
Yes.
Lamar with some back issues.
Denver by 1.
Yeah, reports today back flaring up for Lamar Jackson
From the flip into the end zone 2 weeks ago?
I believe so.
Stupid.
I'm going to take Denver in this one. I just like them at home. Injuries with the Ravens, up and down. I'm going to take Denver.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play, Mile High. You can't discount that environment, that atmosphere, and with that smaller number, I'll take them.
Yeah, I'm going to take Denver too. I feel like that defense is pretty good, and they'll be able to figure out a way to contain that rushing attack and put it all on Lamar Jackson's arm. And I think that's a good formula to win.
Oh, my arm.
Yeah, me too, Denver. I mean, a lot of people say, Denver's not as good as their record, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think Baltimore's as good as people think this year either. So I'm going to take Denver.
Baltimore has struggled.
Yeah. I'm going to take Denver, go 4-0. Now we skip over the Patriots on Sunday night, and we go to Monday night at 8:15. The Raiders at 3-0 visit the Chargers at 2-1.
Big game for the Chargers.
Yeah. And here is the only hook of the week.
Okay.
The Black by 3.5.
All right.
We finally got
one. Got one.
Oh, good game. Good divisional matchup. Two teams that have gotten off to good starts.
You know what you almost never see in primetime?
Divisional matchups in prime time.
I was going to say good games, and this seems like it's going to be a good one.
I can't argue with the results of the primetime games have been phenomenal this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna
except for that Cowboys-Eagles one.
I'm gonna split it. I'm gonna take the Chargers to win, but I think it's a real close divisional game. I'll take the hoof for the Raiders.
The wing. This is a tough one. I think this could be a rare divisional good game in prime time. I'll take the Chargers to win it, giving them the home advantage here. And I'm going to lay their points. I don't think it's by much. Maybe it's a 4 or 5 point victory.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers
too.
Do. I think they're a little bit more consistent, believe it or not, although I'm a little worried about that wingnut coach. If he keeps going, if he goes into every game like it's a Richard measuring contest, I don't think that will end well.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Chargers as well. I mean, Herbert, what can you say? I mean, he's the real deal, right?
Is it? He is.
He can throw the football.
All right, now we go back.
So you took the Chargers?
Yeah. Now we go back to Sunday at 8:20. It's the game. Tampa Bay 2-1 at New England 1-2. The return. Hashtag. Hashtag the return. On and be sure.
Paul.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Bucks by 7.
Siete. All right, all things being equal, I'm just going to go by what I think these teams are, and I think Tampa Bay is a 30-point offense, and I think New England's still trying to figure it out. I got to go off of what they've done so far. I'm going to take Tampa. I will lay the points, and my score is Tampa 31, New England 17.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be in very similar territory here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Oh, at least the three of us. But I'm going to take Tampa to win. I don't think it's going to be pretty, and I think it's going to declare itself very early, as Fred has been saying all this week. Final outcome, 38-13 Bucks.
I just don't see how the Buccaneers don't get into the 30s in this game unless they just play a wretchedly bad game.
Yeah.
Turnovers, penalties, just all kinds of sloppiness. And if that's the case, I don't see how the Patriots keep up. So I think it might be competitive for a little while. I don't think it'll be a blowout right in the first quarter. I think the Patriots will come up with a lot of intensity early in the game, and they'll be hanging in. But I think eventually Tom Brady and all of those weapons just become a little bit too much to deal with. And Tampa Bay 34-16.
Well, it's that moment where I have to make a choice. Do I think Tom Brady and the better team beats the Patriots, who I want to win? The answer is yes. 28-27.
Ooh,
the
1
Bucs
point?
win. They break our hearts, but
1
we
point.
come out of this game feeling okay. Like, this will be the game where we point to when 3 Games to Glory is written. That was the game where we knew we could compete.
Probably be 4 games to glory. But
All right, how did they lose then, Fred? Is it a Nick
It'll
Folk
also be the
missed extra
2026
point?
version.
No, I just think that it's not one of those last-second things.
Oh.
It's just, yeah. So, 28-27. All right, that's going to be it for this edition of Patriots Unfiltered. Remember, Sunday, 5:30. We're starting a little early with the pregame show. We got a lot of stuff to cover. There's all kinds of stuff we're going to show you from the parking lots, I hope. And that will go until 8 o'clock.
5:30 to 8.
Right. And then we have the post-game show after that. So we'll see you then.
Step inside the playbook with John Rook. Don't forget about him.
John Rook in the playbook up next.
Thank you for downloading this podcast. Subscribe on Apple, Google Play, and everywhere else you listen. Like the show? Please rate and review us. Listener comments and ratings help keep us high in the podcast rankings so new listeners can find us. Be sure to check patriots.com for more news and more podcasts.